he came to announce to us in the choir that he will be leaving Lagos for Ilorin. I was like, that's it. One already deal that how you now leave Ilorin? So I was like, I'm going to miss him. Though he's very troublesome, very
nothing
troublesome.
Is happening and you're already missing
so I was like, no, everybody in the choir is troublesome, quite alright. He's very troublesome and very, very strict. He's strict to the core.
You don't use troublesome for an elderly person. Only strict. Well, the first meeting is a long story, but I will try as much as possible to cut it short. I finished service in 2012, all the way from Kebbi State. I returned to church, and after 1 year off, so there was a program at the regional headquarters. So I went there just to go and pray. I said that I was going to church to pray. I'm not going to the choir seat. I'm not going to play any instrument. I am not going to sing any praise. That I'm just going quietly to the region to pray. So where I sat, the choir mistress of the region came, and she said, "Oh, Bro Steve, you are back." I said, "Yes." "Oh, come to the front, come to the front." I said, "No, I'm going to stay here. I'm just here to pray, not for anything." So before I knew it, the church keyboardist to walk past and saw me and carried me practically to the front. So we got there. He said, "You are going to play to the praise and worship." I said, "Okay, no problem. Who are those singing?" So there was a lineup of 3 young ladies. Let me call them damsel.
My God.
Even though I was this very strict type when it comes to ladies' affairs, very strict, I wasn't even looking at their faces. So they brought her that this is the person to lead the praise and worship. I looked at her, this one, okay. What key do you sing on? She told me key C. Anyway, it's usual. I gave her the key. I said, okay, she should go ahead. So they mounted the pulpit and they sang that day. I didn't take a second look because there was nothing on my mind. So that was the first meeting. So after then, he came back to, I went to their own branch, to their own region. It's kind of closer to my house than our mega region. So I did go there for evening service, Bible study, weekly services like that, just like that. So after the Bible study, I think he came to me at the back. You this sister. So am I your church? I said yes, that my house is more closer than the region. I said I should come and join their choir. I said I can't join your choir, that this mega region stuff that I cannot join this choir. I said whether you like it or not, you will come back to you still come and join my choir. I said I can't join your choir. That's not even possible. So I think that was the first time you saw after the region encounter. There were no physical qualities that I saw. What happened was, I told you, when I met her, I went for a program. And in that program, I was to go on a 30-day fast before 70 days MFM prayer and fasting. So I wanted to make it 100. So on the 27th day of that program, after prayer that night, I slept, and going to sleep, I was expecting that I must see something that would lead me to. Actually, what I was praying for was a career, business, but I just chip it. Issue of marriage, just at least if I'm praying 100%, career will be like 80. But I just needed a job, a befitting job that could take care of me And I would just say, okay, Lord, issue of marriage, just let it be settled. I wasn't serious about it. I wasn't, actually, because I wasn't ready. So that day I woke up in the morning around 5 a.m. and I didn't see anything. I was so furious. And Lord, I prayed this long. I was supposed to see this is the 27th day. Okay? And lo and behold, I slept back. So I saw an image, but not her face.
You didn't see the face?
Yes, I didn't see her face. It was just side like this to the back that I saw. So, how will I now identify this person? That week, we went for revival service again. After playing for the praise and worship at the front, I came to the back of the church. So I was seeing everybody from the back. And lo and behold, the same picture I saw was standing right in front of me. That's why I said I didn't see the face, but both the side and the back I saw was the same thing. And when I looked further, it was this sister again.
This sister that want to
This sister again. But sincerely, deep down within me, it's a no.
It's a no for him.
I begin to cast out any spirit of lust or whatever, because we are in the church. Luckily, my childhood friend, who is also my prayer partner,
And a pastor.
is now a pastor. He came to church that evening too. On seeing her, she just called me to the back of the church. This is the sister I saw. Oh, nearly nǹkan mi o.
That's the pastor.
Yes. Oh, nearly nǹkan mi o. Please let's talk about it. So and he knows me. Once I say I don't want something, I don't want it. So he didn't say anything again about it. So we go to rehearsals on Saturday. Someone was celebrating her birthday. So I bought a Bible, a small Bible, for that person. And so she came and met me and said, her birthday too is in October. What will I give her? I said, thank God I'm a young graduate, a job seeker. So where will I get money to buy you gifts? So she now said something. She said she is very sure that what if I get a job before her birthday? I said, okay, then you go and pray. You go and pray, because, she's now member of the choir. So the interaction is, we started talking, and coupled with the fact that she's coming with an experience from a mega region. So I felt we can relate.
Let's
Did I
say,
even stop?
before the whole thing came up.
Before I came from service.
No. Not before you came.
Okay.
Yes. The thing is that, so during my stay at their region too, I was around age 26, 27 thereabout. I was just praying about my marital breakthrough. It wasn't as if that was my main desire then, but I have a brother in Christ that says, Bola, people used to pray about marital breakthrough. I've not heard you pray about it. I said, so he now said I should start praying towards it. So I started praying, but whenever he finished praying about that, probably at night, and I slept, I don't see his face usually. I only see his back view. And the bad view is that he's always on suit. He loves suit so much during his youthful days. He loves suit, like, so whenever I see him, he's always on suit. He's always on suit, but I'll just see his bad view. Even when I saw him, I couldn't relate. So I think he got the job. So he came to announce to us in the choir that he will be leaving Lagos for Ilorin. I was like, that's it. One already deal that how you now leave Ilorin? I was like, I'm going to miss him. Though he's very troublesome, very
nothing is happening and you're already missing
I was
me.
like, everybody in the choir is troublesome, quite all right. He's very troublesome and very, very strict. He's strict to the core.
You don't use troublesome for an elderly person. I'm only strict.
He left for Ilorin. So we just do talk on phone. Everybody in the choir will call him after Sunday service. In fact, we missed him for like a year. We couldn't really get over it because he's everywhere on the keyboard, audio room, speaker, all those stuff. So whenever we have praise night, special program, we always bring him down too, and just a phone call, he will come. So I was praying. He was actually praying. But his friend, that is pastor friend, was the one praying for him the most because our brother Alagidigo. So
That's true.
So after praying on their own part, he got the conviction. According to him, that was the one for him. But he was not willing to even come up to talk to me that God said you are my wife. So I think it was after 6 months of the conviction. He wasn't coming up to tell me anything. But I didn't even actually know that. I couldn't relate that stature. Like, do you understand? So, but I attended the program at the Prayer City. So the Jews was ministering. And I was on that particular prayer point too. So his picture came. The thing was so clear that, okay, he's the one. So his picture came, God showed me his actual picture. So after I think it was a crossover. After the program, I went back home. So I went back to our church. I now went to the altar. I was fasting. I was fasting for 3 days. I said, God, change this brother. I don't want him. I said, because he's very troublesome. That is very strict for my liking. That I want someone that will be calm, quiet, that will be gentle. That my prayer point for the 3 days was just change this brother for me. So and at that point, everything was quiet. I wasn't hearing God again. God wasn't telling me anything. The Holy Spirit wasn't communicating. I was like, just okay. I now said, okay, if that is your will, fine. So it was later that he said he's not having peace of mind, as if he lost his peace at a point in time, that he just need to come up to tell me something.
No, let me tell you how it happened. Anyway, there was a point she skipped that I got a job. She said I would get a job before her next birthday. So I actually got my first job October 2nd.
And her birthday was?
October 30th. Oh. So at least I would have gotten 1 month's salary to be able to buy a birthday gift. So that's that about that. So I got my job. I came to Ilorin and I started working. And it was towards the crossover to the next year. I started praying. And it was so strong, the voice was audible, that God will not say anything to me until his previous instruction
has been
obeyed. Instruction bitibawu. So that broke me down. So we went for crossover service, and the first call I received that year was the young lady that was praying that God should change what she saw.
My God. Oh my God.
So, I didn't know anything about it anyway. We just greeted and all was done. It was later. Maybe she should continue from that place.
So after,
You said you were trying to call everybody.
Yeah, that crossover was funny. I was trying to call. I used to have male friends, enough of them before we met, like plenty of them around. So
Please be specific. Christian brothers.
Christian brothers, okay. So I was trying to call one of my friends, like one or two of them. So I tried everybody's number, including my mom's number. I tried my dad, my siblings. Nobody's number was going through. Throughout the after Happy New Year, you start shouting, calling your friends. I called my mom, not reaching everybody. Only to try this brother's number. I was like, God, what is this now? I tried sincerely. It was kind of funny. I've never experienced so before. So I tried everybody's number. So when I called you, the thing was just once. So God now said, that's confirmation. And so that was it. So I just received that. I kept quiet. So he had actually received it too. So he kept quiet. So we were both quiet.
When did he now?
So on the 3rd of January, 2013, to be specific, we called in the daytime as usual. That okay, I want to speak to her at night. He said, okay, no problem.
In the days of extra cool.
So, extra cool is not for the Gen Zs. So, during the night hour, I'm very sure she was eager. I am very sure.
How sure are you?
Because I didn't call much. The phone didn't ring much before you picked.
She has seen something too.
And I thought, well, anyway, that's good. So, I called her and we started talking. I didn't even know how to go about it because, So, something happened and she said, Omba elo.
No, I think it said something.
I now responded.
Agidi.
I said, Omba ebo le oko e.
But I now said, he now said, so that was it. I said,
So eventually I told her. And this kind of proposal that Christian brothers do. I'm not expecting you to say yes. Go and pray. And let me know your conviction. But I will be glad if you tell me no.
Serious problem.
So, day 1, day 2. So on the 3rd, after the 2nd day rather, my friend called me. Alpha, has she spoken? I said she's not saying anything, no. He said, don't worry, we will withdraw her peace and she will speak.
My God.
He's a CSC pastor. He's a CSC pastor.
He said, we will withdraw her peace and she will speak. Lo and behold, the 3rd day, she said, that thing you told me, I can't remember how you even said it. That I pretended like I don't know what she was talking about.
Okay, I said that thing you told me, yes, was it 3 days after, right? That I couldn't sleep, and sincerely for like 2-3 days I was unable to sleep. I would just be restless. What was the problem? I wasn't feeling. So I called him, I think around 4 a.m. 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. that thing you told me, actually God has spoken to me about it, and my answer is yes. So I think that was it. You see, let me answer for him.
You can't answer for me.
We have let me say I have at least at least 5 rivals.
that were in relationship with me unconsciously.
Unconsciously. In fact, the month we got married, that same month, even here in Ilorin, someone went to the pastor. Was it the pastor or marriage committee head that he had just received him?
Whoa. New revelation.
New revelation. And meanwhile, we had already concluded our wedding. What's it called?
Plans.
And this the wedding class, the marriage counseling class, everything has been concluded. In fact, that I think 2 weeks to our wedding. So marriage committee had to call him that brother come. Someone said, yeah, she received the only. Hello, sọ fún pé ìrìkúrì lórí.
No, I use the word isikusi.
Ìsìnkúsí lórí that ṣé ọmọ jẹ méjìlá bá ni. So in fact they were, to be sincere, to be candid, they were much, quite much. Even when we got married, I didn't even know. When we got married, I even picked one of them as my best friend, but God saved me. It wasn't that easy. In fact, I can say, Ọlọ́run ṣe yọ mí nínú ogun yẹn tán ni. I didn't know. So quite enough. Àwọn kan ṣì wà nílẹ̀ o, even till now. Yes.
Before now, I have told my family members, my dad especially, that I've left home for a long time. I think since at a tender age. So, and I've prepared their mind that they should get prepared. That I think there was a meeting he called and was trying to tell me, this is where you should marry from, this is where you should not marry from, this is where. And lo and behold, I wasn't even in any relationship then. But I told him, I said, Baba, go and prepare your mind. Anything I bring is what you will accept. So you don't know where I have been to. So just prepare your mind. So, and I think everybody knows that tampering with his choice may really cause trouble.
There's no any issue. I just told my mom. I do travel down to Lauren at times during our courtship days. So my mom was in full support. Everybody in my home was just fully accepted like that. There was no wedding. Since God is involved, so.
No, I don't think so.
I think we received from God directly.
Directly, both of us. So
I think the only thing that has to do with the prophetic was that when we walked up to our spiritual fathers, it was as if they were there when God. So everything was just perfected. So we didn't have any issues at all.
Yeah.
Let's say it.
This before or after? After the...
Either ways.
Okay. I think before there were issues of how the wedding should go.
Okay.
My own family wants an elaborate wedding. As so, and the instruction we got is not to have an elaborate wedding. So the battle was much. In fact, it's like there is none in this family that has done a low-key wedding. No. It won't even be you.
I don't believe.
Yeah. So the battle was much that one of my uncles called me and said, Stephen, can you just soft pedal this thing a bit? Because we picked the wedding date and I just went home and told them, this is so day. It's my wedding. And he called me and said, Stephen, can you soft pedal a bit? I said, soft pedal out. I'm not doing this thing in my own accord. That was where the doubt came in. If God has actually led us to go ahead. Why this trouble? So I think that is the only time the doubt came. Well, some of the surprises were I knew her to be this very serious person. So the surprises came when we started having kids. But I began to see the mother-child that she is very wonderful, actually. But you can do anything to my wife. In fact, to her husband, you can do anything. Don't touch any of her children.
I get. I
Don't
understand.
dare.
Understand now.
Don't dare. So I think I'm seeing that side of her.
That was not there.
That was not there
No
before
children.
because there was no children now. So.
Nothing really. I think everything.
Okay, and then another thing. Well, I think that was there, but it wasn't so obvious. My wife can stay on your neck like this. Sorry. For money. And one thing I've come to realize is, even though I tried avoiding it, by the time I will give her the money, you will discover she will spend 90% on me. So one of the greatest surprises, she is selfless. She doesn't even have time for herself, but her family.
Sincerely, to be sincere, I don't think there's anything much because I'd already known him before we got married. So the only thing I know is that Olagidi, even when he's hurting, even when that agidi is affecting him. So that's why, you see, I don't like people calling him Bro Steve. I don't like it.
What should we do?
Because what is Steve already tele. So you people are now calling him Bro Steve again. So if you're calling him Bro Steve in church, I don't really like him. I mean, they call Daku Shoro. Don't call him Bro Steve.